So I knew it wasn't going to be like Pixar level or anything, but couldn't you have at least shot for like Angry Birds level?
Whew. You are smooth.
Just doing my duty. What? What did I say?
Rocket looking to party! Woohoo!
Come on, tell me you aren't just a little bit tempted.
Steven, for the last time, I don't want to buy a timeshare.
Come on, man, it's high five. You know me, I'm a favorite. It's got to be some sort of mistake. I mean, look at me. I'm an attractive hand giving a high five.
Oh, fist bump. Come on in.
Hey.
Ladies?
Fist bump? He's a knucklehead. Literally. Look at him. I can look like that. Ow, cramp. Huge mistake.
The Emoji Movie takes us inside your cell phone to the world of Textopolis, where the emojis are apparently living, breathing beings. We follow the meh emoji as he goes on his journey of self-discovery, voiced by T.J. Miller, James Corden in there, Anna Faris as well. Seems like a pretty thin concept. Is there anything to give it some depth? Here's 5 things you might want to know about the Emoji Movie. The answer's no. There's no depth here. There's pretty much no anything here. You can stay far, far away from this movie. Let's go into the reasons, and there are many of them. Let's start with this. It's not like they didn't try to put some depth here. I shouldn't say depth, but at least do some world building. They tried to invent this world inside your cell phone. Here's the problem. There's so much exposition. 70% of this movie, I feel like, is spent telling us how this world works inside your phone. It involves characters shouting out instructions about how apps work, or how we get from here to there, or why this character is doing this. The rules of this world are so complex and actually confusing that it just doesn't work. Here's a couple things you can do to solve this. Number 1, show, don't tell, right? Give us a way to understand this world by looking at it, not by telling us blatantly what it is. Second, possibly make it more logical. Make it make a little more sense what's going on. Have it work with the characters and their lives a little better. Or just make it simpler. Just dumb it down a little bit so that it's not something you have to explain so much. Because when you spend all the movie explaining to us what's going on, it makes it hard for us to care about what's going on. One of the other huge negatives that takes up a lot of space in this movie are the digital product placement things that are going on here. This is one corporate shoehorning in after another. Logos and apps and how they work inside the plot and all that. I mean, it's just one after another. And it's just like, you know how when you get a mobile game and it'll be like, oh, if you want the ad-free version, just pay a couple bucks. Can we just add a couple bucks to our movie ticket and get the ad-free version of this movie? Which would be like, 20 minutes long. And of course, the thing that could be the worst out of all of this is that it's not actually funny. None of the humor actually works. The sense of humor here is awful. Think back to similar movies like Inside Out or Wreck-It Ralph or the Lego Movie even, which all have similar aspects to what's going on here. Now think about the clever humor in there, the clever meta jokes and things that are going on inside those worlds. This is the opposite of that. All the humor is very obvious and also out of context a lot. I'll give you one example. And it involves the poop emoji coming out of a stall with his son. And they're chanting, "We're number 2, we're number 2. Okay, we get it. Number 2 is another word for poop. But what's the context? Why are they even saying we're number 2? It'd be one thing if the little one was coming out going, "I'm your number 2. That would make a little more sense, although it would make me wonder about how the poop emoji makes other poop emojis. Maybe that's a birthing center. Maybe the bathroom's the birthing center. I don't know, but that's a lot funnier than what they actually did. My point is this, I love puns. If you watch my videos, you know that. It's just here, they don't understand how they work, and I'm not sure they actually understand how humor works. And they also don't understand how emotion works. If you're going to tell me a story and you're going to try to put a theme in there, I think the theme of this movie would probably be being yourself. How's that for a pretty basic and cliche theme? But they don't do the work it takes to actually build in the emotion to the characters or the story. I feel like maybe we're supposed to buy the romance in here, but there's nothing that really puts us into that. And maybe we're supposed to buy into what's going on with the user of this phone and in his life, but we don't spend near enough time understanding who he is or why that's important to him or why it would matter to us for that emotion to really build. Maybe we're supposed to care about the message, but it feels very trite and pretty much overlooked. And that's kind of the whole movie. Anything that might connect to you is only brushed up against. It's never focused on. You're never given a chance for it to really impact you. So you spend the whole movie just right on the surface. Yes, it's true. It's the Emoji Movie. Really shouldn't spend this much time going into depth, but it's kind of my job. So let's do number 5. I don't even think kids are going to like this movie. How do you mess that up with a computer-generated animated film? I thought about finding some good stuff in the animation and saying it's beautiful, but really for what goes on in animation today, it's pretty basic, so that's not even there. That won't hold the kids' attention. I feel like there isn't really any physical humor here, so they're not going to get to laugh at somebody falling down or those kind of things. And the setup is so confusing, and again, the exposition so confusing here, that I think they're just going to be out right from the beginning. The only audience I can see somewhat being interested in this movie is maybe infants, because there's colors and shapes, but just go buy a Dr. Seuss book and be on your way. My point is, overall, you don't need to worry about the Emoji Movie. There's nothing here worthwhile. It's not even so bad it's good. I couldn't find a single thing to bring it up above an F. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. And the very rare F. These are the kind of movies that actually make me a little bit angry. If you want to connect a little bit more and see some of that anger that came out maybe on Twitter, you can hook up on Twitter. Aaron Dicer, AARONDICER. Would love for a follow there. You can also subscribe to the podcast. That's SiftPop, SiftPop. Whatever podcast player you use, just search for us. You should find us there. We do pop culture reviews, all sorts of games, fun stuff like that. Also here on YouTube, feel free to subscribe, leave comments, have a good time here. Loving the community that's building here at the Your Movie Friend YouTube. And part of that community are people who actually support this thing. $3 a month is where it starts. It's patreon.com/yourmoviefriend. Some pretty fun perks there if you want to go check those out. And by the way, thank you to those who actually put dollar bills towards what I'm doing here. It means the world to me. I know that's a big deal, so thank you for doing that. All right, on to the Best Ever Challenge, where you name the best movie ever in a particular category. Also try to identify my choice. Let's go with the best ever movie that has the word movie in the title. What's the best ever movie? I'm going to have to go with the one where there's a bicycle accident right at the beginning involving an amphibian. There, I just gave it away. Take a guess in the comments. First person to get it right does get a point. Leave your choice there as well. I would love to see it. And as always, here's a few extra seconds to hit subscribe. Just click my face.